Welcome to Attract Customers Now from Facebook. This is simple, cost-effective Facebook marketing for entrepreneurs. And what you're going to get out of this course is you're going to learn my number one technique to how I grew 2 pages to over 300,000 fans using the photo album stack technique. You're going to learn how to drive targeted traffic to your website. One of the things we use to do that is the photo of the day stack, as well as the article stack, is where you're going to learn how to dominate your niche. You're also going to learn how to create super customers who spend 150% more than normal customers. And you're also going to learn the exact steps and specific techniques that we use to close over 1.5 million in sales from Facebook. And some of the results that some of our customers have had by going all the way through this course. This is my friend Malika Chopra, who owns Intent.com. In just a few months, she took her fan base from 14,000 to 24,000, totally organically. So she actually didn't spend any money on ads when they did this. And she's building an awesome community with Intent.com. My other good friend, Gina DeVee, got, in a short period of time, about under 2 months, she got 18,000 new Facebook likes. And she says, I now have no more Facebook shame. So if you have any Facebook shame, this is a way to get rid of that Facebook shame. And my friend also, Vanessa Chamberlain, who she loves how the response that she's gotten from her fans. She says she's now feels loved by her fans. She has 22,000 new likes, but more importantly, she got 500 new email addresses from this process. And my other friend, Bennett Coffee, who has this awesome natural chocolate business called Not Your Sugar Mamas, we got her over 32,000 new likes, but again, also more importantly, she's doing $5,000 a month in new sales. She says that she doubled her traffic and sales to her website. And then my friend John Benson, who's got an amazing business. He has a 3X formulas, words that get cash. He got over 26,000 new likes, but also during his last product launch, $24,000 in new sales. So you can get business from Facebook. You can build your list and your business from Facebook. Just a little bit about who am I. This was a picture of me in 2006 running my successful financial advisory firm that I had started from scratch. And I was a suit and tie guy every day for years, for over a decade actually. And I was running a successful business. I felt like I was pretty happy, but I really wasn't making a difference in people's lives. So it was fun, it was success, it felt like it was okay, but I was really missing something. And then I had an event that changed my life. In 2006, my brother woke up one morning and he had to be rushed to the emergency room, and the doctors diagnosed him with stage 4 non-small cell carcinoma. That's a non-smoking form of lung cancer. And they gave him 9 months to live, and he was incredibly brave. And almost exactly 9 months later, he passed away peacefully in my father's arms. This is his obituary in the San Diego Union Tribune. And that event absolutely changed my life. I literally cast off my suit and tie. I sold my business, and I moved down to Costa Rica. I bought a 164-acre property to develop a wellness community in Costa Rica. I was very passionate about surfing and yoga and Costa Rica and wellness, and I decided I was going to turn my passion into income and help other people achieve better health and wellness, so that nobody who wanted to avoid what my brother had to go through and what our family had to go through could do so by coming down to Costa Rica and healing themselves from within. So this is me on the right-hand side on one of our 5 waterfalls that we own down there in Costa Rica, and surfing and really living an amazing life. However, we purchased the property in 2007, and then of course what happened in 2008, the global financial crisis. And when the global financial crisis hit, there was no way for us to get customers, and we were running out of time We actually had to get $1.2 million. We only had 12 months to get it, or we were going to lose the property. I was going to lose literally $2 million that we had put into the investment. And it was at that time in 2008 that Facebook hit 600 million users. And we only needed 7 customers for our wellness community to purchase real estate in Costa Rica in our wellness community. And 7 customers, 7 lots essentially would have been enough to pay off the seller. And I decided at that point there's got to be 7 wellness customers for us on Facebook. So I literally invested 12 hours a day. I poured in all of my energy out of pure sheer necessity and raw determination to not lose the investment. And I was able to find and meet, we were able to trip across the formula to grow this page that you see right here. We have the largest Costa Rica page in the world. We grew it very quickly with the formula that you're going to learn in this series to over 200,000 likes, and we drove that targeted traffic to this very website, CostaRicaWellness.com. And that's where we gathered approximately 2,500 email lists. So we didn't even build a huge email list, but it was a very targeted email list. We had 200,000 people and only 2,500 people on the list. And we only got 20 people to fly down to Costa Rica. However, we did 7 sales for over $1.5 million to customers that we met through Facebook. So that's how we saved the business. We turned our passion into income. And through that process, I wanted to see if this formula was going to work over and over again and possibly work for other people. So I started another page called Yoga, and this is our yoga page, and we discovered that this formula is replicable, that anybody can do this. So we also have the largest yoga page in the world, so we have over 1.1 million yoga likes. And again, I wanted to see if this strategy, well, it might work for a Facebook page called Costa Rica, or it might work for a Facebook page called Yoga, but could it work for me personally or my business? And what I found is, yes, as a matter of fact, it could. This is my Facebook page, Brett Gregory, with over 250,000 users. So between the 3 pages, we have over 1.5 million likes on our Facebook page, and that gives us an incredible amount of reach. And I'm going to teach you how you can do the same thing for your page. Through this process, through these sessions, there's going to be 12 sessions with exercises. The only thing that you're going to need is a paper and pen and your commitment to doing all of the exercises and implementing the strategies immediately. And I highly recommend getting a partner, a coach, or a friend, someone who can hold you accountable so that you can really ensure and give yourself the highest leverage to make sure that you follow through and you do the steps. Because I promise you, if you do these steps, you will get results. You will increase your likes. You will be able to build your list. You will ultimately be able to convert those likes into paying customers. So why is this all important? Well, Nielsen is a very large rating firm, and they look at statistics for corporations all around the world. And one of the statistics that Nielsen looked at recently is they looked at how much time people spend on the top trafficked websites in the world. Well, Google is the number 1 trafficked website. Facebook is, between 2 and 3. And what they found is, while maybe more people come to Google, people spend 450% more time on Facebook. And Facebook currently has 1.2 billion users, and that number is set to triple in just 3 short years. So the reason why this is important is because of referral traffic. And there's a big difference between Facebook and Google. When somebody goes on Google, they're searching for something, and many times they could be searching to buy something. When somebody comes on Facebook, they're going to check out and see what their friends are doing. Well, why is that distinction important? Well, it's important because when people come on Facebook to see what their friends are doing, that is the opportunity to get referral traffic. You don't get the same kind of referral traffic from Google. Google is more paid traffic or search engine optimization traffic. Facebook, though, is absolutely king, and they're outpacing Google for the #1 source of referral traffic. Because of the size of our pages, we can drive better and more targeted traffic. And as an example, Amazon's traffic from Facebook rose 321% last year. And the important point about this is called discovery. And discovery is the new type of search. People used to just find your business through Google, through search. But people are now coming to your site in entirely new ways. People can click on your Facebook page. They will click on your picture that might have been shared by one of your friends, or you might have found on a friend's wall, share a video, submit a picture or comments, and your friends discovered it and then clicked on it too. So here's a great example. I love this new service called Spotify. It's where I can hear all kinds of cool new music. So my friend Aubrey was listening to Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys. Now the interesting thing about this is Aubrey was not in front of her computer. She was coming home from a yoga class listening to this on her Android phone when she clicked the like button on Spotify. And what happened on Spotify is that transitioned to her Facebook profile automatically. Aubrey, all she had to do was click the like button. And then I discovered it because since Aubrey and I are friends, that kind of a social action appeared in my news feed. And the thing is, I wasn't on my computer either when I saw this. I was on my iPhone. I was at a cafe and I saw this on my iPhone as I was browsing through Facebook. And I clicked on it and it took me to the Spotify website where I became, at the time, one of Spotify's newest customers. So this discovery absolutely works, and it's very, very powerful. And it's incredibly powerful on Facebook, and you can take advantage of this by having your fans and your customers share your content and have new prospective customers discover it, or their friends discover your page. And an interesting study came out that said consumers are 68% more likely to buy a product recommended by a Facebook friend. And another study that came right on the heels of that showed that Facebook fans can be super customers who spend 135 to 150% more than non-fans. This last bullet point alone should be enough reason to focus your energies and put a lot of time and energy into Facebook to really improve your sales. In 2013, just in September, the Pew Research Center did a pretty exhaustive study looking for the reasons why people go to Facebook. And they showed that here's why. People go to Facebook to see what their friends and family are up to and see what photos and videos from family and friends, or chat with or message family or friends, or share their photos or videos, and finally post personal updates. So the reason again why those are important is because Facebook is the largest word of mouth marketing platform in the world. Again, it's different than Google. It's not so much about search, it's about discovery. So if you can get people sharing your content, your page, and your website, their friends can discover it and find you in new ways. So that's, again, the distinction is Facebook is about word of mouth marketing, which is totally different than Google, which is direct search. And so here's an example. I love Fiverr. Fiverr is one of my favorite websites. I visit it often. It's where you can buy a lot of services online for just $5. So Fiverr is like a £5 note, might be referred to as a fiver. And what I love about it is that it is a great example of when you purchase something called post-purchase sharing. And all of you will be able to take advantage of it, and I'll show you how easy that is throughout this process. But I took a screenshot after I ordered a $5 service from Fiverr. So this particular service was having a professional timeline cover made, and one of the options it gave me was to share this content and share it on my wall and post it on my Facebook wall, which I did very quickly. And what I found is right after doing that, one of my friends saw the post on my page and went over to Fiverr and purchased the $5 they call it a gig on Fiverr, purchase the $5 gig to have this same person make their timeline cover. So again, discovery is how this works on Facebook. And again, you don't have to worry about having all of this kind of technical knowledge and know-how on your website. The beautiful thing about this is that it's very easy, and Facebook has done the majority of the work for you. And you can do all this, everything that I'm going to show you, you can do it for free. And there are some paid applications that can help it grow even faster. So what we're really trying to do is find new ways to drive traffic. And it's really referral traffic. It's somebody who is friends with one of your customers or a friend of a friend, maybe 1 or 2 degrees of separation from an existing customer to get to you. And it's really just not just about the like button anymore. Something called newsfeed optimization is going to be critical, and I'm going to tell you a secret. It's easy. Newsfeed optimization is going to help you get in the news feeds of many, many more people, 10 times, possibly even 100 times more people, get your content seen and shared to ultimately get more customer traffic coming back to you. You can also log in, have people log in with Facebook on your website to capture email addresses, and we could show you how to do that actually even right on your Facebook page, and Facebook comments on your website for customer testimonials and reviews, which I found to be incredibly powerful. So this is post-purchase sharing that we're talking about. And one of the techniques that I use really on a regular basis is getting testimonials from happy customers. And with these testimonials, we can get post-purchase sales recommendations. And this is where you have the opportunity to use Facebook as the largest word-of-mouth platform. If somebody can make a recommendation from a happy customer, makes a recommendation, and that happens to go on their Facebook profile, a lot of their friends may see it, and some of them may come to you and purchase. So second only to friends, shoppers and customers most looked at reviews from people who are like them to decide on a purchase. And the most important thing that I found to success on Facebook, and the people who have had the most success and making hundreds of thousands a year, if not making millions of dollars a year to new customers that they're meeting from Facebook, is to first create a Facebook millionaire mindset. And it was the work of Carol Dweck in a really awesome book called Mindset, where she came up with the concept that you can categorize most people in 2 different categories, where they have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. Fixed mindset are people who believe that they have no control over the outside world. If anything good happens, it's lucky. If anything bad happens, it's fate, and there's nothing that they can do about it. Well, on the opposite end of the spectrum, and I'm sure you fall on the opposite end of the spectrum, you wouldn't be here if you didn't have a growth mindset. And a growth mindset is much more than simply positive thinking. It's literally believing that you can do it. It's being able to envision in your mind in the future having all of the success and abundance that you desire and deserve, and then making sure that you will be persistent and continually pursue those objectives, and you will overcome any obstacle that gets in your way. And those are people with a growth mindset. So again, I know just by being on this, just by watching this program, you have a growth mindset. And there are 9 mindsets that are important to your success on Facebook. And the mindset number 1, first and foremost, is having the mindset of understanding that marketing is the highest priority in my business, and that I will create a marketing habit. What do I mean by a marketing habit? Well, I have a habit in the mornings that I do not check my email right away. The first thing I do is when, after I've done my exercise and had my breakfast and my green tea, then I sit down or stand up. Actually, I prefer to stand most of the time, and I create my marketing. And whether that's content marketing or whether it's getting ready for a webinar or a seminar or getting people to attend the next webinar, I spend the first 2 hours of the day marketing because that's the highest leverage and the highest value of my business. And it's also the hardest thing for me to do. So the habit is when I have the most willpower in the morning is when I do my marketing the first 2 hours of the day, and I don't even turn on the email until after the 2 hours, after that 2-hour marketing habit session is complete. Mindset number 2. Marketing begins with understanding your customer better than they understand themselves. When Steve Jobs was just coming out of his garage building Apple computers, their venture capitalist brought in a marketing professional, a marketing expert, who wrote a 2-page letter. And in the 2-page letter, they said, "We will understand our customers better than any of our competitors." And that had anchored them and set them up for success to become one of the most valuable companies in the world, one of the most with the most sought after products in the world. And if you can make sure that you understand that your marketing begins with understanding your customers and being able to articulate their pains, fears, and frustrations, wants, and aspirations better than they can themselves, they will perceive you as having the answers that they are willing to pay for. So marketing begins with understanding your customers. The next is successful marketing is a step-by-step process that absolutely anyone can do. Successful marketing is a step-by-step process that anyone can do. Mindset number 4, marketing is finding a problem your customer has and then building a solution. And I like to tell this story that is titled, "Don't Build a Zune." What is a Zune? Well, if you don't know what a Zune was Microsoft's attempt at building an MP3 player. So if you go back before the iPod was in existence back in 1999 or in the year 2000, there was a race to have a better MP3 player. And the biggest players in the market, Microsoft, which had the most money and most ability to bring a successful product to the market. Then there was Sony with the digital Walkman, and they already had 25 years of the Walkman brand going for them. And then there was Apple. Well, what Sony and Microsoft did is they made the mistake of thinking that the customers wanted a better MP3 player. So Microsoft built a Zune, Sony built the digital Walkman, and the thing is, people really didn't want a better MP3 player, and Steve Jobs knew this. What he knew is that there was a problem that everybody had when it came to music. People hated having to buy a whole CD for $14 that had 12 songs on it when there was only one song that they really wanted from the artist. That was the real problem that people had, and Steve Jobs knew it. So instead of setting out to just build a better MP3 player, Steve went out to the record companies and got a contract that allowed them to sell just one song. Then they built iTunes. Then they sold the iPod. And what happened? The iPod absolutely destroyed their competition and became the #1 MP3 player in the world. It wasn't a better MP3 player. It actually had half the capacity and at twice the price. But it was the problem that Steve Jobs knew that everybody wanted to solve was having 1,000 of your favorite songs in your pocket. So again, going back to the big mistake that most entrepreneurs make is they build a product and then go out and look for customers. And if you really think about it, you want to do the opposite. You want to do what Steve Jobs did. Find the problem first, where people are willing to pay for a solution, then build your solution for them. Next, marketing is about motivating your customers to take action, whether it's to click on your website, click on the cart, buy here, fill out a form, or come to a seminar or come to a webinar. Marketing is about motivating your customers to take action. So we're going to want to use the right words to incentivize your customers, to motivate them to take action, and also do it in a very simple, easy, small step-by-step process that feels very natural to them. Mindset number 6, this is a good secret. This is a great secret. Most of your marketing won't work. And I would say 90% of the new kind of marketing that we try really doesn't work. 90% of the posts we do on Facebook really don't work very well. When I say they don't work, they might get a small number of likes and shares and comments and maybe not lead to sales or lots of email addresses. But 10% of what we do works extremely well. So then we're always trying new things. We're always looking for that 10%. And then we're always looking to test and keep testing and see how we can improve that 10%. But it's very easy to get discouraged, and you're not going to go down this trap now that you know this information. It's very easy to get discouraged when you start posting on your Facebook wall and you say, why aren't I just getting tons of likes? Why isn't my page just growing magically? How come I all of a sudden overnight didn't have all the magic that I was hoping for? Well, the reason is most of your marketing won't work, and that is perfectly normal. So the difference between me and a lot of other people who try to do marketing out there is I keep going because I know that most of my marketing won't work. I know I'm going to have to do, if I'm doing a new post on Facebook, I'm going to have to do 10 new posts to find one that's really, really good. And that's perfectly okay. Once you understand that, it makes it really easy to just say, all right, we're not going to do one post, we're going to do 10 posts, and we're going to find the one that works best. Mindset number 7, you'll have to talk with customers every day to really understand their needs. And what I mean by that is the more you can talk with customers, and not just in a service capacity, not just making sure that they're taken care of, but really asking them, what are the big problems that you are really trying to solve as it relates to my product or service? What are the things that you really hate that you just want to change right now or you wish you could get done? And ask, and then ask some more, and ask in different ways. The more you can really understand what their needs are, the better you're going to be positioned to meet those needs. Mindset number 8, the success of your marketing is directly proportional to the perceived value that you create for your customers. And it's the perceived value that is so critical. And you can have the name of just simply by having the name of your product. If you have the right name and your customers have a very high perceived value, you could have the exact same product or service, but just by having the right name, it could literally have 10 times more value. So again, the success of your marketing is directly proportional to the perceived value. This is why it's so important to understand what that perceived value is for your customers. And finally, number 9, marketing is an ongoing activity. It is perpetual. It is eternal. It is something that you will do all the time. This is why we create a marketing habit. So a lot of people fall into the trap of, well, marketing is, maybe a newsletter that we do on a regular basis. So that would be perpetual or eternal. But marketing is not just simply putting on an event or running a sale or doing, one webinar. Marketing is something that you're going to do on a continual basis. And that is why you need to create a marketing habit to ensure your success. So here's our first exercise. Take out a pen and a sheet of paper, and we are going to create a Facebook millionaire mindset. And I want you to answer these 3 questions, and then we'll go to the next session. So question number 1, what is the part of your business mindset that has held you back from success? And as an example, before I had learned the marketing habit, the part of my business mindset that had held me back from success is the first thing I did when I got to my desk is I would open up my email and I would react to all the emails. I wasn't doing anything proactive for the majority of my day. I was being reactive. So for you, what is the part of your business mindset that has held you back from success? Question number 2, what mindset shift will make the biggest difference towards business success for you? So again, for me, that mindset shift was creating the marketing habit. Just by creating that marketing habit, and putting 2 hours a day into the most valuable thing that I can do has grown my business exponentially. So for you, what mindset shift will make the biggest difference towards business success? And then finally, what will you do to consistently put this mindset into action to ensure that you create business success? What will you do to consistently put this mindset into action to ensure you create business success? And an example of what I do is I hired a coach. I know that when I have accountability, having a coach helps me consistently ensure success. The other thing that I do is I know when I want to do a project and I want to, let's say, launch a new product, I literally schedule it in the calendar, so maybe it's about 2 or 3 months out, and I start inviting people to it, maybe before I've even created the product. That helps me. When I have that kind of a deadline, I will rise to the occasion and meet it. Otherwise, I can very easily get stuck into procrastination and finding lots of other things to do to keep me, quote, busy, that are really unproductive. So here's your exercise. Please answer those questions, and we will see you in the next section.